Today, we are going to be talking about the bicarbonate buffer system and how this can be tested on the MCAT. What is the bicarbonate buffer system? It is our blood's main defense against becoming too acidic or too basic. It is a pair of chemicals, carbonic acid and bicarbonate, that can either release or absorb H plus on demand, keeping our blood locked in a narrow pH range of 7.35 to 7.45. It's very crucial our blood pH remains in this range, as it can, if it goes outside of this, a lot of bad things can happen in our body. So this buffer system is very crucial to keeping our blood pH in a homeostasis and in the correct range. Now, the main equation is started off with carbon dioxide and water, which forms carbonic acid, which then carbonic acid breaks down into bicarbonate and hydrogen ions. And the hydrogen ions directly affect the blood pH. More hydrogen ions mean your blood pH will be more acidic, meaning it'll go down. And the less hydrogen ions you have, the more basic your blood pH is. It is very crucial you know this formula, as this is a very, it's a medium yield topic on the MCAT, and you'll definitely see it on your practice exams and even on the real test. So, what happens when the blood pH is too acidic? This is one of the two cases that is commonly tested on the MCAT. So, what happens here is that the body has too much acid floating around, so it needs to soak it up. So, we want the equation to shift left. Right now, it's producing a lot of H plus, and we need to have it shift left. And the way that we can do this is the extra CO2 has to get blown off by faster, deeper breathing. So hyperventilation. So you need to breathe more to blow off more CO2, because if there's not enough CO2 in the body, this system will it needs to alleviate the stress through the Le Chatelier's principle, if you remember. This whole system is relied on Le Chatelier's principle, because if we don't have enough CO2, that means we don't have enough reactant. And the only way to get enough reactant to produce equilibrium is to do the reverse. So bicarbonate and hydrogen ion will produce carbonic acid again, and then carbonic acid will produce water and CO2. And this will in turn reduce the H plus concentration in the blood, which will make it less acidic, reducing it to normal levels. That's how it works when the pH is too acidic. Now let's look at case two. What if the blood pH is too basic? Now we don't have now we don't have enough acid. So the way that we produce more H plus in this case to bring the pH down is we need to hang on to CO2. So you actually need to slow down your breathing, and because if you slow down your breathing, CO2 can build back up. This will shift the equilibrium back to the right, produce more H plus until it gets back to equilibrium, which will make your blood less basic, and it'll make it more acidic, but not acidic enough to where it's back in case one. It will just alleviate the stress, and then you'll go back to your normal levels. Yeah, that'll be it for today. I hope this helped you make more of an understanding of this, because I know this can be confusing at first. I know it was for me. So hopefully this video helped you out. And I just stated the basics you need to know. That is pretty much all you need to know for the bicarbonate buffer system. This will be the most commonly tested things, how to alleviate the stress, and remember Le Chatelier's principle, and also remember the formula. You do need to know the formula, and you don't really need to memorize the cases, because if you know how Le Chatelier works and if you know the formula, then you should be able to answer the questions. But hopefully this clears all your misconceptions up. Thank you for watching. Bye.